All right, Coach, it's been a wet and dreary day by the shores of Lake Erie, but we have football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Well, they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
At the 41-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Alert, 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 alert.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield, and he's got the hook up to Landry. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down.
180! I got you, boy. Point it right, point it right, point it right. Hey, Haywood! 55, Mike, 55. Hey, eat. Okay.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Mayfield on play action. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
One of the great coaches said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush won, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. From the gun, Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Last week, somehow they won. He threw all those picks, but they still won. Here, opening drive, unfortunately, he picked up where he left off.
Partner, you get a lot of extra patience when you find a way to win despite you making mistakes. But starting out again this game, That patience going to wear thin really quick, and I think the guys on the defensive side of the ball will be the first ones to let him know that's got to stop.
And a nice gain of 21 yards. They go play action. Trubisky. Going left side here, and it's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to.
And this is going to be intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing the ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Throwing, Mayfield. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
180. Right there in the middle. 55.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Blue.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. From the shotgun is Trubisky. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston 1st down. On 1st down, Trubisky. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this 1st quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Here's Trubisky. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down, brings up 4th. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick here is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Hey, watch the slant.
They go play action. Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 28. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation. But sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll roll them out right. This one brought in by the 6'5" tight end Waring. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. He's got Fuller. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Here's Trubisky to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jordan Akins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defense.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm, You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Trubisky now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. And keep your eye on that man. 4 sacks last week, 1 there here in the second quarter. He can be so disruptive.
So what was he doing in the first quarter? What was going on?
Took a nap.
I think he tried to lull him to sleep a little bit. Like, yeah, okay, maybe you've got me this week. No longer. And you know, with the 4 sacks last week, it's obvious he gets his in flurries.
Check out. Lock in, lock in. Watch out. 18. Stop.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Pressure comes, and Trubisky goes down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And some room to roam now. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb, an even 90 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half. But out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. It's wearing the tight end with it.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Check 53. Let's set a time. 36. Hey, 18.
On second down now, it's Hunt, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And this one's going toward the sideline. They'll try to play keep away from Beckham. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. And they'll get him down short of the 1st down, right on the 10-yard line.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. He finds Beckham complete. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup.
Not only is a slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the 1st half. Mayfield now. He'll let it go deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do or, I guess, don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. It's complete to Fuller. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have retaken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Tight right, tight right. Hey, team 6, team 6.
Mayfield. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. A gain there of 21 yards. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. It's caught by OBJ. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. From the 29, Trubisky, and the catch made by Hopkins. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked into the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. He finds his target, Beckham. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They run it again with Chubb. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That last play, though, not indicative of the night he's had running the football.
No, you're exactly right about that, because all through this evening, it's been their night, hasn't it? One play here, they get it against them. I wouldn't worry about that very much at all. Just continue to do what they've been doing.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. On second down, it's Hunt. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A run for Nick Chubb. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And again, it's Chubb. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now a 1st down throw complete downfield. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 3 here in this game, and 17 now on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Watch the slack. Watch the slack.
From the 38, Trubisky. It's complete to Hopkins. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Check. 80 weapon. Check hot route. Hot. Alert, 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 alert.
They'll run on first down. Punt. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hey, orbit. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
On second and 11 now. Trubisky. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now it's Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A heck of a play there on third down, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Let's go, baby. Turn over. Get that ball. Get that ball. 55 miles.
They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. He finds Hopkins complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Trubisky will throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
On second down now, it's Johnson, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a third and 10.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
From the gun on third down, it's Trubisky. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Chris Jones in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Hey, Delta. 53 is the mic. Rip right. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 3.
They're going on fourth down. It's Trubisky. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Johnson, the intended target.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Chubb on first down, no room to roam as he struggles just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Bravo.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And it's taken in at the 9. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, the number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun is Trubisky. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
2nd and 10 now. It's Trubisky. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Here we go. It's Trubisky on 4th down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. From the 36, Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here's Trubisky to throw. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Browns defense stands tall. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for a strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. On 2nd down and 4, Mayfield. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Trubisky. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, but now it'll be third down.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sione Takitaki. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The offense staying out there. They're at 50%, 2 for 4 thus far in the game. What can they do here on fourth down? As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. He's going to let it fly. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hey, Alpha.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's got the hook up to Landry. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Well, the lead late in the fourth, but Mayfield's going to throw it. Got a man open. It's Ross. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Hey, echo. Let's go, defense.
A first down throw from Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, alert 33. Buzz.
Mayfield with it once more. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Alert.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour.